I have helped a bunch of Enagic distributors grow their business to 6A and above and help them earn as much as $30,000 a month in commission. So if you're struggling and you're just starting out, here are the top 3 revenue generating activities that I would do in order to grow my business up to 10K or 20K a month and beyond. So the first thing you need to do is you need to have a very effective content system. So you probably know that in order to get your audience to buy from you, they need to know, like, and trust you first. So you need a simple way of creating content to take your audience from cold to sold. So in terms of content, how much content should you create? At first, a really great KPI to work towards is 4 to 6 posts a week. But if you're wondering what types of posts you need to create, we have a really simple framework called the magnetic content matrix, which when you create this content in the right way, in the right order, it will really allow you to create a bond where your audience sees you as authentic, but also as an authority, so they're willing to actually reach out and work with you. So the system is comprised of this. Number 1, it's character content. So this is where you'll share your beliefs and your worldviews and what you stand for. And it's a lot less about knowing what to say and a lot more about you having your say and being unapologetically self-expressed and willing to actually make a stand for something. When you do that, you'll get the right people to know you. The second type of content is connection content. This is where you will allow yourself to be a little bit vulnerable and real and share what you believe and what you're actually going and growing through in life. Because think about it. Would you rather follow somebody who is always right or always real? Exactly. You want to follow real, especially heading into 2024. We are craving authenticity. So when you do this, you'll get the right people to like and actually fall in love with who you are before you ever get into a sales conversation. Now, when you do character and connection well, you'll create a really authentic brand. But that's not enough, because if you just do that and you don't have enough authority, then what happens is you'll get friend zoned and people might like you, but then they're going to continue to scroll and reach out to somebody else, mainly probably your competitors, and work with them instead. So on top of character and connection content, you need what is called credibility content. So this is where you'll share testimonials that demonstrate your expertise and prove that you can deliver the result that you promise and say you can. This is where you'll share tips and advice, again, that really builds trust with your audience. And this is where you'll also share lead magnets as well, that quickly builds trust, but at the same time, if done right in the right way, will expose other problems that your prospect has, so that then they see and have an incentive to want to actually work with you long term. When you do that, you will get the right people to trust you. Then the fourth type of content is conversion. So think about it. If you had the most beautiful florist in the entire world, yet you had the blinds down in the front of your shop, how many flowers are you going to sell? Not many, right? So it's really important to consistently and predictively let people know in a non-sleazy way how they can work with you and actually share your offer in a way where your ideal client sees it as a no-brainer to work with you. And that's what I'll just say as a quick disclaimer. Many people, when they're first starting out, they think they have a leads or a sales problem. But from my experience, around 30 to 40% of Enagic distributors, when they first start out, they don't have a leads or a sales problem. They have what's called an offer problem. And so let me ask you this. Do you know what the difference between a product and an offer is? Because if you can't answer a clear yes to that question, then chances are you actually have what's called an offer problem. Because your product is what you sell, e.g. Enagic, but your offer is how you package what you sell, so your ideal team member or business builder actually wants to buy it. And so that's just a quick disclaimer. When somebody works with us, one of the first things we'll do is we'll actually assess their offer to make sure it's structured in the right way so that they're able to communicate the incredible value of it. It's an incredible company. It's been around for 50 years. They have incredible products. It's reliable. But if you don't know how to communicate and articulate that so it's a no-brainer for the right person to buy, you could have the greatest content in the world, but it's probably not going to sell. Okay, so that's it. Firstly, content, 4 to 6 posts a week, using the magnetic content matrix, character, connection, and credibility and conversion content. Once you're doing that, then the biggest problem that I see with affiliate marketers and Enagic distributors in general is that they just have their friends and family engaging on their content. So if you're like that and you're just so frustrated thinking that if I could just get the right people engaging with my content, I know that my business would grow, then what you need to do is you need to move on to the second C. So we've got content. The second C is connections. So if you had 1,000 people walking through the shopping center, the question then becomes, how do I get my ideal team member to come into my store, i.e. see my content, so that then they can begin engaging with me? So we teach a really simple process called the free paid ad strategy. And what that allows you to do is to hyper target the exact person you want to work with, and it gets them to actually come back and view your content. And so when you're creating content in the right way, that person's going to receive a notification from you. They're going to come and check out your page, and one of two things is going to happen. They'll either say, this person, I don't vibe with them, they're a dick, and they'll move on. Or they'll say, wow, this person's really speaking to me, and I don't normally accept friend requests, but I'm going to accept this one, and then I'm going to engage in a conversation. And chances are that's what's happened with you and I, right? Maybe we got into a DM chat. I sent you a friend request. You thought to yourself, I don't normally accept these. Who is this Owen guy? But you came across to my content and something about it spoke to you. Maybe you thought, wow, this guy's, he's authentic and he's real, and what he's sharing is valuable because I'm doing the character connection, credibility, and conversion content really well, and we got into a conversation. So it's really important that you know how to actually get people to come across to your content, because then when you can do that, you then want to move on to the third C. So again, just to recap, we have content is the first most important thing. Second thing is your connections and making sure you're connecting with the right people and bringing them back to your content. And then the third thing is conversations. So if you think about it, if you finally get people coming into your store, e.g. engaging with your content, then if someone came into your shop, you wouldn't just ignore them, would you? You'd start a conversation with them. And so we teach a really simple system that allows you to create a really quick bond and connection with your audience in DMs in a non-sleazy way where they feel seen and heard and understood. And where if you can help them, then you'll either close directly in a DM if you're just selling straight into your platform, or you'll be able to get them onto a call or to watch your webinar so that then you can present the opportunity for them to work with you. So I hope this has been helpful. Again, if I was just starting out, if I was you right now, this is exactly what we teach our Enagic clients. It's helped many of them reach 2A, 4A, 6A and above, and generate as much as 30,000 a month in commissions. It's really simple. You need a great content system. You need a great way to actually hyper target the right person to get them to come to your content. And then you need a simple way to be able to have a chat with them to then move them into a sale. So I hope that this has served you today. If it has, leave a comment below and also tag somebody in your team or community that needs to hear this message, because if you can learn this, then you can also duplicate it too. I've had a client of mine, Ashley, who is about to go 6A. She's one of our clients that's just about to have a 20,000 commission month. And she's learnt what I'm teaching her now, and she started to teach it to her downline. And 2 or 3 of her team members this week are already making sales from using this system. So if you've got value from this, tag somebody else below, and I'll see you on the next video.